Salamat sayang, everyone, and welcome back to Dyl Crouch on the Couch, the podcast for the people, by the people. Congratulations to last week's winner, Tessa Wilson, for getting the closest guess to the language. She guessed Arabic, and she was the first one to do so. But the language was, in fact, Bosnian, but that was the closest. So, yeah, congrats to you.
Bit of a confusing one there. Sorry, everyone, because it was a bit hard to work out what the language was, but hopefully we've made it a bit easier this week. And also a shout out to, we actually have a Bosnian listener. So shout out to that person. They know who they are. So yeah, shout out to you, Bosnian listener. Glad to be reaching all different cultures, nationalities, different heritages. Just good, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Anyway, I thought we'd start off with, we try and provide a lot of laughs and, jokes and stuff on this podcast, but this is a bit more serious. This is a bit of a serious one. Just with the events that's gone on this week, we just thought we'd send our thoughts and prayers to the 4 police officers that were involved in that incident and the families involved in that absolutely shattering event. So yeah,
I thought some prayers go out to those 4.
Absolutely. Just heartbreaking to be thinking of what they'd be experiencing right now, particularly with all the events happening in the world at the moment anyway. So a bit of a sad note. But, alrighty. Straight into our guest.
Get straight into it.
Yeah, got a pretty full, full podcast today, I think, with this guest. He brings a lot of content to the table. We've had a lot of questions come in, plenty of stories being sent to us as well. I actually didn't want this bloke on the show at all. I don't know about you, Dylan, but
yeah, he wasn't on the top of my list of people to get on. But
yeah, for sure, didn't really want him on at all. But the people have spoken, and I guess here we are. So, due to popular demand, without further ado, please welcome Zac Naso, or as us at Aquinas know him, Muzz. Welcome on, mate. Good to have you on board, mate.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
So you got some background info for us here on our guest, Dylan?
Yeah. First of all, people who are closer to Zac always knows that somehow his shirt always ends coming off at parties. It's always off. Zac is also of Greek heritage. He has 3 younger siblings, and they're all mini versions of Muzz himself. So, yep. And he is a passionate soccer player and a diehard fan of Liverpool, I believe. Is that right, Muzz?
Apparently, yeah.
I read this one in the notes, and I thought I'd come and support the cause, Muzz, and chuck me Liverpool shirt on. Be with you in this podcast. So.
Yeah.
You seem to be a bit annoyed with that comment. Is there something wrong?
Yeah, well, it's just I don't really support the Reds, to be honest. More of a Blue fan, If a Chelsea fan, you've got the wrong content.
I'm not sure about that. Might have to follow up on our sources there, Dylan. That's interesting.
Yes, sorry about that.
Normally trustworthy on that one, but at least they got the rest of it right. Greek heritage shirt, yep. So shirts always in 3 young siblings, yeah. Perfect.
Beautiful. All right, I reckon we get straight to the stories. What do you reckon?
Yeah, they're going to take a while. I mean, there's some beauties here. Let's get straight into it.
We'll start off with, we know you're a big fan of Queen, Muzz, and a lot of people know you as Freddie Mercury. You've got the mustache and you belt Queen out at every single party we go to. So do you want to give us some, anything on that?
I've always loved them. Always embraced their music. I'm not sure why. I just liked how they go about themselves. But every party, usually just comes out, belts it out, just for the boys, have a good time. Really.
There's normally the positive association, positive correlation between the shirt coming off at parties and then a bit of Queen being playing in the background, I think.
With the mustache.
It's fair to say.
Yeah, with the mustache when you're allowed it because of school. But I like to see you've grown it out while we're in isolation. Good to see.
Yeah, it is good to see. Thank you. I've got this story. This one's from the archives. I had to dig a bit deeper for this one. Really interesting. But I don't know if you remember, Muzz. I think you do. Back in, I believe it was year 6, and we were playing a bit of inter-school sports. I'm obviously from Our Ladies Primary School. You're from St. Anne's Primary School.
Yep.
We were playing you guys in inter-school sports. Now, I didn't know who you were at the time. This just big, giant, like a head taller than everyone else on the field, playing ruck, absolutely dominating. And then it gets to the end of the final seconds. Do you want to take it from here, Muzz?
Oh, well, I'll start off by I think it was you, Cobb, Mac, Livo, for Woodpick, all those Our Ladies boys were playing.
There was a lot of us.
Obviously I didn't know yous at the time. But yeah, it was my actual first game of footy, like proper footy. Like I've never really played, and I just thought this year for St. Anne's, I was like, yeah, why not? I'll just get around it. And the Whitefriars boys, the Whitefriars boys now, back then St. Anne's, they've always wanted me to play with them. So thought give it a crack. Anyway, it was a close game, Tobes. What was it? I think it was 12-all with 10 seconds to go.
I reckon it was something like that, yeah. You remember it better than me. You were the one that bloody...
Anyway, I think Mac Spiteri kicked me the ball and I was about 30 out on the flank. Is that what you call it? And got the ball and just, I don't know, I just saw daylight and just kicked this ball, kicked a snap, and I don't know how I got it over Woodpig. I found out 2 years later that Woodpig was on me. Anyway, and kicked the goal with about 5 seconds to go, and absolute scenes at Domini Reserve.
I couldn't believe it. It was heartbreaking stuff. It was.
Yeah,
it was a hard-fought match or game, and then to lose to this bloke who we thought he was 25 or something, did not look like he was in year 6.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had the mustache back then as well.
Oh, I'm sure he did. He did. I can't remember this as well as I'm sure you do, Muzzy, but yeah, it was heartbreaking stuff on my end. A lot of joy on your end, I'm guessing.
A lot of joy, yes. That was a good night.
All right, that brings me to our second story now. This is an interesting one, a bit more recent. In the last couple of years, I think it was last year actually, and we were in a health class together last year, Zach. And it was just kind of courtesy that when one person would leave the room, they'd kind of take everyone else's drink bottles. That happened to me a lot of the time. I'd take a lot of people's drink bottles down, fill them up. When I was going to fill my own up, I'd end up with like 4 in my hands, and it's just getting really annoying. And this one time I go to fill up my drink bottles, Zach gives me his drink bottle. There's a few others as well, but I was just getting really sick of it. I'm getting sick of taking everyone's drink bottles down all the time. So I thought, let's put an end to this. I go down there and I meet up with one of our listeners on the podcast, Michael Alexopoulos. He was down at the bottom getting a drink as well at the same time. And he planted this evil thought in my mind. I don't know how he did it. That was put a stick in Zach's drink bottle. And when I mean a stick up, it was a big stick, about the size of, I don't know, it's probably like 3/4 of a ruler. It was pretty big, and it had some good thickness to it as well. And so I had nothing to do with it, but Michael put this stick in the drink bottle, and I take the drink bottle back upstairs, and then gave it to Zach, and we're sitting across the other side of the room. I think it was Will Macklin that I was sitting with, told him, a couple of the other boys, I was like, just watch this, watch Muzzy drink his drink bottle here. And then the whole rest of the lesson continued to drink from the drink bottle with this huge stick in it. And then I believe he went to the toilets and had to throw up because of the stick in the water. Is this correct?
No, it wasn't great. It wasn't great at all. No, when you walk back into the room and you had that look on your face, and I was like, anyway, I wasn't feeling the best that day. Just had the stomach ache and stuff. Anyway, and I saw you blokes looking over me. I was like, mate, what is going on? I just kept looking. Every time I took a sip of the drink bottle, they just kept looking. Anyway. Later that lesson, discovered that there was that massive stick in my drink bottle. And, health class finished and made my way over to the toilets. And yeah, munted pretty badly. Wasn't great.
Oh, jeez. All
That's all
right,
right.
we'll move on from that one. I think that's
That's
all you need to sit on that one. Yeah, but moral of the story: don't put sticks in drink bottles.
yeah.
Nah.
To anyone listening at home, not encouraging that whatsoever. That was a big mistake of mine. Since apologised, I believe. I think I've got my fair share back from Zach over the years. I'm sure I've got it back. You got our next story?
Yeah.
Dylan?
This is one that I believe Zach, you know all the details for this one. We've got written down here Paddy Dunn and water balloons. So do you want to give us some insight onto this story?
Oh, geez. This is a good story. This would have been back in, I think we were in year 6. Well, we just finished year 6, and it was the holidays to go into year 7. And I was at our primary school, St. Anne's, with a few of the current White Friars boys. And we were just having a kick. And I don't know, we were there for half an hour, and then good old Paddy Dunn rocks up. The man of the school, I'd say. He's quite a big legend, that guy. Anyway, so he rocked up with these water balloons. And we knew it wasn't good. We could just see the look on his face. And anyway, he goes over to the taps. And could you not? This water balloon would have been about this big. Anyway, Dunner's
With some
Dunner's
serious damage.
He's had this great idea about, boys, hang on. Let's just throw it at a car. Let's not at each other, let's go to the car. Anyway, so we make our way over from the soccer pitch, go on the front driveway of the school, and Dunner gets his water balloon, and I kid you not, we have hit the wrong car. It was one of the greatest arms I've ever seen from Patrick. It was great arm, and hit the roof of the car driving past. And this car slams the brakes. You hear the screech, pulls into the driveway of the school, and I kid you not, I just ran for my life. We were gone like. Everybody's just running for I've had no shoes on. Like I thought I was going to lose my shoes that day. I thought I was just going to take them. And then most of the boys, we've got Dominic next to our school. They jumped the fence to go to the oval. But I thought I was a bit smart, and I actually went a different way, and I went to the toilets and kind of got myself in a bit of strife, but managed to get out eventually. But I believe Dunner told me the other day that it was James O'Connor that got caught by this guy. And I heard, I was 10 metres around the corner from him behind like a wall, and I could hear this guy just tearing into Jimmy. Like, I was scared for the black guy. And anyway, I'm trying to think, what should I do here? Because I can't go back around this wall and go confront this guy. I'm tiny. I'm not going to do anything to this guy. So there's this little gap in the fence that we had at St. Anne's, and snuck through that. And basically, Declan Hickey, one of the boys, he lives across the road from the school. And at Domini, all the boys were there in the grandstand, and they just saw me full bolting to Dec's house, no shoes on, run across the road to go and get his older brother, try to sort this thing out. I was very scared. I've never done anything like that. And all ended well half an hour later. Yeah, so Jimmy got let off, so it was all good.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
No way.
so moral of the story, don't throw water balloons at cars.
Yeah, don't call Dunner the balloon. Yeah, pretty much.
Also,
models Paddy Dunn and water balloons don't mix.
Yeah. We've got a lot of requests for this one. It's up to you if you want to, continue this story. I think you know where it's heading, Zach. Within our first episode, we brought up Donkey the Goat.
This one being sent in, but we had too many requests.
Yeah. So, yeah, up to you if you want to finish the story off
or an update.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Look,
So it's completely up to you.
I'll say a little bit on him. Livo's summed it up really well on his episode. Actually, he's done a good story there. I mean, he explained most of the details, but Donkey was our goat, the iconic, and unfortunately, Easter, as Livo said, ended up on the plate. But he did have a good life. Was very tasty in the pasta sauce, I must say. It was very nice. So I don't really want to say how it occurred. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Beautiful. Thank you for that.
What's the thought process for how you pick? What's the thought process with how you pick what donkey to choose? Because I know you've got a few.
What?
To choose from there.
Oh geez, it's really up to me, old man. But you just go the fattest. Yeah. That's enough. Don't really want to scare too many people, so we'll leave it at that.
Thank you for that one.
Yeah, I know we got a few vegan and vegetarian listeners.
Yeah. And so no more sending in questions asked about donkey. All right, that's
that
done.
should be end of the saga there.
Now we have another story written down here, the sheep story. I believe you know what this is, Zach. So do you want to fill in our viewers on this legendary story? I reckon.
This has gone through the family for it happened about 2 or 3 years ago. I can't quite remember. We call it the Great Sheep Chase, and my old man, he loves telling everybody about it. And anyway, it was, I think, a nice Saturday afternoon or something like that. We're doing the lawns, and our sheep decides to get out of the paddock, starts to run havoc, and the dog Coco, my dog's not all there, to be honest, people. It's not the smartest. It's not very well trained. So basically, he's chased his sheep like he's seen meat, and he's just gone out. Anyway, at my house, there's not really fences to keep everything in, so he's chased his sheep, and it's quite bad what happened next. He's chased it out of the property onto the main road, and we've pulled the dog back. Said, "Coco, get back in here," and we had to chase this sheep on Jumping Creek Road and then Old Warrandyte Road. So this the black sheep, I think I ran 5Ks that day. It was me, my old man, my auntie was there, and my 2 brothers, the other 2. And we were just running after this sheep, and it was, guys, quick. I don't think people understand how quick sheep are. You think quite a small animal. But it was getting away from us. Anyway, he runs down to we've got a roundabout at the end of our road, and he dips into this bit of a forest off the main road. And we thought, with this forest kind of comes around, so if it just keeps running, a few of us chase it, we'll corner it. Anyway, so I stayed back, and I let the family go. And I don't know what happened out there, but at the bottom of our road, there's a wedding reception, and it's quite nice. Potters, if you ever want to get married, go there. Anyway, so it was a wedding on at the time. So this sheep, our sheep, I was standing outside the wedding reception, and I've just seen this sheep run through a bunch of people in, their nice suits, dresses. Oh God! And all these people going, "What the hell's going on here?" And this sheep's just running havoc through all these people and stuff. I've just put my hand on my face, and I'm like, "Oh no!" Anyway, I've run into the wedding reception, and I've just kind of cornered this thing into a paddock next to it. It's just done well because I kind of forced it into there. And anyway, it would have been half an hour in the paddock, our whole family with this sheep, and we're just trying to get it, trying to corner it, trying to catch it just so we can get it back on the truck home. And it would have been about half an hour, and all the wedding party literally were up against the fence of the paddock. like pure entertainment. Our family trying to get
Spectating.
and this is one of my greatest moments of my life, to be honest. I felt like a real hero here. This sheep kind of juked my old man. We had it cornered. My old man kind of did his back, poor bastard. Anyway, so he juked my old man out, and it's running down. It was getting a bit tired, so I could kind of catch up to it. And thank God it was a bit muddy, so the landing was a bit softer. And I've launched myself with this sheep about 2 meters in the air and grabbed on the back of it and then tackled it, whatever you want to say. And it was on for young and old. The sheep's kicking at me and I'm just trying to hit it, trying to keep it down. And then all the wedding party went crazy. They were like, whoa, yeah. Put the arm up and the fist pump and had it pinned. Yeah, sat on that for about 20 minutes until we got the truck down. And then, yeah, put on the back of the truck, took him back. But, yeah, great story.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That's
That is
good stuff.
incredible. That is incredible. How did it not get hit by cars? Because those roads, they're not exactly little back streets.
No, yeah, very busy road. I couldn't tell you. It was very lucky, very lucky. Came close times.
Were you like the old dirty policeman when you catch someone you've been trying to get for a while, when you caught the sheep, just kind of a couple of little cheap ones when it's on the ground? Just
Got to admit there were ones. I mean,
oh, well done, mate.
Yeah, it was just like
Great story.
Casual jumper punch. That's about it.
Jumper punch. Oh,
How is that sheep going now? Is he still kicking?
No, he's passed on.
Oh.
Yeah, sure he was. Sure that was one of the better tasting meals in the household.
Yeah.
No, this one unfortunately he just died of sickness.
No.
Oh.
Prayers up.
Yeah.
What a legend. The great sheep chase. That is incredible. Incredible stuff. Well, we do have a few questions now.
Yep.
Sent in by the listeners. And this week is, thank you all again, because this week is the most amount of questions we've received so far. There was, how many do you reckon there was? There was a lot of questions, wasn't there?
There was a lot.
Yeah, so
thank you for that.
Don't be offended. Don't be offended if we didn't pick your question either. We had to choose just a couple to narrow it down. Others would be here all day.
Yep, exactly right. So just keep sending them in every
you want
week.
to start us off?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
First one here from Ali Ciancio. She goes, long-time listener, big fan of the podcast. Where do you get your dance moves from, Zach? And do you take dance classes?
Well, I can assure you there's been no dance classes been undertaken. Couldn't tell you where they'd come from. Probably my uncles. They're all right on the dance floor, but definitely no dance classes. Didn't quite natural. That's all.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
There you go, Ali.
Yeah, thanks, Ali. Hope that answered your question. This next one here, I think this was expected by you, Zach. When I say it comes from Jono, one of our close mates, Jonathan Nicosia. Thanks for writing into the show. I think you already know where this is going to go, Zach. But he says, "Hey boys, tell Dylan I said happy birthday. My question for Muzz or Zach is: has he ever considered treatment from Ashley and Martin?" Now, for those listening, they might not understand this, I guess, kind of ongoing joke. Can you just explain a little bit as to the Ashley and Martin?
I think, geez, it would have been started this year, I reckon. You reckon?
I reckon it was. Started this year, yeah.
You know, I've just got my casual haircut, quite short on the sides as I usually do, in the top. And it was at the downball courts, I'm pretty sure. And I popped up. It was one of his three. It was Toby, Joe, or Jono. It was one of his. And the ball joke started for months. And look, I've really never had a comeback for this. So I've really just had to cop it on the chin. But yeah, that's I've never really considered treatment, Jono. Maybe when I get a bit older. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good luck, boys.
Thanks,
That's
Jono.
right.
Hopefully that ends.
Yes, hopefully that one answered your question, John. Awesome. You've got one here from Mitch Plant. How do we grow a mustache as good as your one?
Yeah, not the only one wondering that.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. It's a bit of the wob genes, I think. Yeah, I couldn't say, Mitch. Maybe get some. I think you can get some hair growth shampoo or something like that. That might help. Yeah, really genetics. I think my old man was quite hairy as well. So yeah, pretty much that.
Awesome.
Thanks for that one, Zach. More next one. One of our close mates, Ben Livingston, first guest on the show. He sends in saying, "Hey gents, miss being on the show. Thanks, Ben. We miss you having you on the show as well. Really appreciate that." Then he goes, "My question is, what is Zach's preferred cherry picker? The Skyjack 82 or the Nifty Lifty 101?" I think for those listening who don't, I think most of us won't understand that joke. But for those who recently in isolation have been playing a bit of PS4 with Zach, we have just met a new member of Zach's household, the cherry picker, just on the, I think it's or right side maybe of you. Is it the right or left?
Right side, yeah. Right
on
side.
the right side, and every time gets a little bit angry, all we can hear is just that big bang, 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 just on the metal.
Yeah,
So
a lot of anger gets put into
that's
that.
the backstory anyway. It does cop a lot, that cherry picker. Cops a lot.
Yeah.
So what is your preferred cherry picker, Mars? The Skyjack 81.
Well, to be honest, I've never really looked into them. Got Nifty Lifty, that sounds right. Sounds pretty cool. So I'll go with that one. But yeah, the one at home, a lot of anger goes into that. You boys would know.
Yeah, we've heard that plenty of
Yeah, a
times.
couple of GTA playlists gone wrong.
Yeah.
Gone wrong.
If you played pro clubs with a few of the other boys, you definitely hear them as well.
Alrighty,
well done, Dan. Thank you.
Here we have a question from Harry Downs. He goes, "What is your preferred choice of old school music?"
It's a tough one. As in old school as in an artist, or you want like a genre? Do you know what he's saying?
A bit of,
Give us like what's your song?
Yeah.
What's your go-to song?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you always got to love a bit of ABBA and Queen.
Good stuff.
Well, I'm going, but yeah, dude, I don't mind. I like all old school's good for me. But yeah, I'll probably say Michael Jackson's goes all right as well in his old school.
Awesome.
Yeah.
MJ, isn't it?
Good stuff.
And then the last one.
No worries.
Just trying to speed it up a bit here because we're going a bit over time. That's all right. This one is from Nick Semkin, one of our close friends of the podcast. And Nick writes in saying, "Hey, Zach, why does the pipe near the AQ downball courts look like it has been repeatedly booted? Also, happy birthday to my best mate Dylan, and keep up the good work, boys. Loving it. Thank you, Nick."
Thanks, Nick.
So yeah, why does the pipe near the AQ downball courts look like it has been repeatedly booted? It's an interesting question.
Well, I'll just say two words here: corrupt system. I mean, yeah, been under the fire a bit, and a few decisions not gone my way. And as you know, it's quite a long line at the courts. It's a good 20 strong, so you don't want to be at the back of it. And yeah, as you know, quite angry, quite aggressive player. So, when I go out, the pipe is probably my culprit to kick. Yeah.
I don't see you as angry and heated player, mate. I like to see you as passionate. That's how I like to see you
Yeah.
as a player, very passionate. So the emotions, they come with the game. That's just what happens. All sports.
Yes. Exactly.
But I think that's all my questions. I think
Yeah,
so. Hopefully,
that's
that answered all your questions. Thank you all for sending them in again.
Yep.
Let's keep it up next week.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Keep sending those in. We're overwhelmed with how many questions you got this week, but we love that. So keep sending them in.
Incredible. Yeah, once again, sorry to those who didn't get their questions read out. We'll try and get through them. If you send another one next week, we'll try and get yours prioritised.
Yep.
Next week.
Cool. Awesome. So thank you, Zach, for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks very much, mate. Absolute pleasure to have you on board.
Thanks again, mate. Always happy to come on.
Awesome.
Anytime.
Thank you. Yeah, you were highly requested. So yeah.
Yeah, a bit disappointed I didn't see the brothers during the podcast filming, but
be quiet just for now. Didn't want any background noise. They were punching on before though, so yeah. We should check up everyone.
Hopefully we can. Hopefully they listen in tomorrow when it's released.
Yes.
Alrighty, thanks, Zach.
Yeah,
appreciate it, mate.
Thanks
for coming on board.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.
Alrighty, so just a quick update on the crowd competition.
Yep.
So once again, thanks to all the participants who entered for this week. It was another good number of entries sent on through, and I honestly thought it would be really hard to back up this week after Zach's good win last week. There was an incredible video. Got a lot of views on Instagram.
Yeah, it's actually a most liked post.
Seemed to be loved by the public. Absolutely loved. So I thought it would have been really hard to back that one up. But some special mentions this week. Mia Simpkins, Michael Alexopoulos, Mitch Plant for sending their entries through. That was good, really good, and it was hard not to pick some of these. They're absolutely incredible stuff, especially I think Mia's one. You want to just talk about that one quickly? We obviously talked about the sausage dogs last week, and she went on to make a balloon sausage dog in the shape of a sausage dog out of balloons. That was incredible.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Unfortunately, wasn't quite good enough as there was a clear winner this week. But anyway, and also thanks to Ben Livo for trying again and failing again. Try again next week, mate.
You might get
there. Maybe one. Maybe you can send the same video through this week and try again, mate. But it wasn't good enough this week. Congratulations this week to Jack Hevron. Now, he's taken the same kind of approach on board as Zach did last week, and he's gone it was a bit of a masterpiece, wasn't it, Dylan?
Yeah, it was cold. It was pretty funny, actually. It was, it was quite entertaining to watch.
We'll upload this one. Upload this one to Instagram, I believe.
Yeah, I'll upload that one.
Basically,
when this video,
it was, yeah, for sure. And basically, it was a long video of him playing golf across. It's a bit hard to explain, but it's just we'll upload it. It was through the house. Then I think he ended up on the roof, and then somehow got down off the roof and it kept going. But anyway, we'll upload that later. So well done, Jack, mate. Thank you. You're in the running now for the end of year prize.
Yep.
Up against Zach. So well done, mate. And let's just remember to keep entering this week for the chance to go in the draw and win again. So yeah, keep it up. Good work. Well done.
Awesome. Yes, thanks, Jack. So we introduced our new podcast new segment last week. Let's talk about it. You want to get straight into it, Crouch? What's the talking point?
Yes, this one. This one was also sent in by a listener. Just privacy reasons, we'll keep that on the download for who that was. But it is caps lock laughing on text acceptable in today's society? Now, I'm just going to start off by saying absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I don't know. I reckon I'd do it. I don't know if I do it, but I reckon I'd do it. But yeah, I don't know. What makes you think no, Toby?
I think it's just It's just absolutely unacceptable. And when I see someone caps lock laughing at me, it's almost like they're screaming at me. And that's what I like. Personally, you don't get someone screaming at you in public. That's offensive, isn't it? If you're in public, you're in person with someone, they're screaming at your face. I'm offended. I'm going to walk away from that person.
Yeah, if they just laugh.
So why is that okay?
Right up
to caps lock laugh and scream on text? I don't understand. That's what I want to know.
No, I get where you're coming from, for sure. I can see you're, like in public, if someone's right up in your face laughing, it's a bit rude. But I can sometimes when you just type and something's funny, you just spamming at the button, so you can knock that caps lock.
For sure.
But
I've definitely been a culprit of caps lock laughing in the past, and I'd like to put those days behind me now because I think that was just absolutely wrong, and I think it's almost criminal. Those days of me being caps lock laughing, I think that was criminal. And I'd also like to say one of the worst situations to be in is when you see something funny in a group chat or something. In a group chat's probably the most embarrassing. And you type, laughing, ha ha ha, whatever, and it auto corrects to caps and sends. Now that is one of the most embarrassing moments because all of a sudden, it's not only does it seem like you're screaming at that person, but that person now thinks they are the most funniest person in the world at that time because they think they have just got you in absolute stitches when in actual fact it wasn't that funny and you're just trying to be nice. Bit of a sympathy laugh. Now that's where I think this is criminal, and that whoever runs the keyboards, Apple, Android, everything, get them off. Get caps lock laughing off. Just don't let it happen. If you see someone caps lock laughing, autocorrect it back to normal laughing because I think it's not good enough.
Good points there, Toby. We'd love to hear our viewers' thoughts on this. So if you've got any thoughts, send us through your thoughts.
Yeah. You're very passionate about that one.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm really excited for this new segment. We've been thinking over the week, what else can we bring to the table? Before we get into this, we are both 18 years old, so
yes,
we are legally allowed to do this.
Yes,
we are. This segment is called the Couch Collective. Pretty much each week we're going to produce a multi of 5 legs, and we will put $2 on it, and we'll see how we go with the outcome. Happy with that one?
For sure. And in no way are we promoting betting in any way here. So gamble responsibly, or maybe don't gamble at all. This is just us having a bit of fun.
Yeah. If you're not 18, don't. Simple as that.
But in saying that, our multi will never lose.
It will not lose. Put your house on it. Put everything on it. Everything you've got. This week
chuck everything on it. Exactly. This week's going to get up. If you've got something to chuck on it, chuck it on it. Chuck your car on it.
Mm-hmm.
This week is going to get up. This week's a big week.
It is a big week.
We've started off big, haven't we?
Yeah, we've started off big here with our first leg, Rackety to beat Lediani Voini. That is in the ice hockey. That is paying $1.66.
Huge match.
Yeah, we've started.
We've then run that into Simon Stevenson to defeat Ryan Joyce in the online darts, the live league. And I think this is big. This is big, and I'm putting all my faith in Simon here. I've watched a few of his matches previously. He's very steady. He comes in not as the favourite in this one, which is actually surprising. But I think he should be the favourite, and he's been short price. And I think just his action, I'm backing his action.
The wrist action. That's all it is in darts. The wrist action, and you're set. Our third
exactly
leg.
Right.
Yep, we've got our third leg here.
The equation, and that's what's got to me a few times today.
Yeah. We have our third leg here. It is a draw between CD Walter Ferretti and Managua FC. That is in the soccer, and that is paying $2.88 for a draw between those two sides. We believe that could happen. Why couldn't it happen?
Exactly right. In fact, it won't. I don't think it'll. I don't think it will happen. It will happen.
Yeah,
that's what I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We've then got that running into our fourth leg of Snobby Shores winning down at race 4 Grafton tomorrow. Well, it'll be today for you guys when you're listening to the podcast on the 27th of April. Snobby Shores will take that one out 100%. He's at $3.90.
No doubt in my mind.
Snobby's had some good races previously. The name did stand out for us fortnight players. It's Snobby Shores.
Snobby Shores, yes. And our fifth and final leg coming in here. This is actually the esports, playing League of Legends. We've got Fan Plus Phoenix to beat JD Gaming, and that's coming in at $1.79. So, yeah, Fan Plus Phoenix. They're the favourites coming in, but we definitely believe they're the ones that will get up in this League of Legends
Absolutely.
match, whatever you like to call it.
Yeah,
So
intriguing viewing that is, the old League of Legends.
Yep, exactly right. So our total price here comes into $83.73, but we chuck $2 on it, so that will return rate of $167.47. And next week on the podcast, we will let you know how we've gone. And yeah,
we will hold the cash in front of the camera because I can't wait to win.
Yeah,
this is not losing this multi.
It is not. Beautiful. That sounds awesome. So let us know what you guys think of this segment. And
sure.
Yeah, cool.
For sure. Yeah, thank you all.
Yes.
Anyway, I think that wraps up today's podcast, I believe.
Yes, it sure does. Thank you, guys. Thanks again to
thank
Zach.
you all for listening in. Yeah, thanks again, Zach, for listening in as well, for joining in, in the podcast, our third podcaster to join us.
Yep.
And look forward to next week, Dylan. I'll see you then.
Yes. No worries. All right. See you guys. Cheers.
See you guys.